Hello again, friends of the internet, and welcome back to Legendary Tabletop. Today we are checking out a cool product that I received that I paid for with my own money. This is not a sponsored ad. Our channel is much too small to get those type of things, so yeah, subscribe, baby! But anyways, so we're checking out the Archon Studios, and they recently, last year, did a Kickstarter for what's called Deuslair, which is part of their Dungeons and Lasers line of products, but is more focused on miniatures. And they also basically created their own IP. Deuslair is their sort of, Forgotten Realms type situation. It's their theme, which is also compatible with Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition. And with all the monsters in the Kickstarter and the miniatures, they also provide you with stat blocks, and if you wish, you can also purchase books, PDFs, that sort of thing, that will give you all the lore and the background on these minis. And yeah, so Archon Studio is definitely like making a name for itself. This is you're probably not clicking on this video because of me. You're probably clicking on this video because you're interested in this product. So instead of doing sort of unboxing, I watch unboxings too, but I think sometimes unboxings with sprues can be a little boring. So basically, I spent a few weekends with this stuff. I've built most of it. I've put most of the minis together, so you can see here what this product is like. And I'm not going to beat around the bush here. I've supported Archon Studio a bunch. I've participated in a few, the Dungeons and Lasers Kickstarter / gamefounds, their sci-fi terrain, their like dungeon terrain, which I love. We have a review of a lot of that stuff, the encounters, and now these minis. And it's very cool to kind of see how Archon Studio has advanced. They have their own plastic injection molds. They're based out of Poland, but they have the machine. So they're kind of, I can see through the products that I've purchased from them how they're just getting better and better every time. And I have to say, even before we break out this stuff, that I'm really, really stoked about these miniatures. They look great. There's this like chaos guy. There's a lot of like large, demon type things. There's this. What is this? This is like a like the Stranger Things monster. I forget what it's called. Comment below. Whatever. Not the mind flayer. Demogorgon maybe? Yeah, something like that. The Stranger Things. Millie Bobby Brown. Yeah. Anyways, but yeah, cool little goblin guy. They've really stepped up their game. Now, if you're new to this, these minis came on sprues, and I've actually like separated them from their plastic and constructed them with like super glue and plastic glue, that sort of thing. So they don't come like this. So yeah, if you are looking for this product, it comes on sprues, but because of that, it's very inexpensive. I think I pledged like one of the middle tier pledges, which was around $200 something, and there's enough miniatures here. There's hundreds. I can't even keep track of them, and there's boxes of them that I haven't even opened yet. So I will show you the boxes later. Yeah, this freaky guy, I don't know what that is, but that's cool. And one thing I really like about this is they definitely have like their own unique flavor. They're like, you get some of these kind of classic D&D monsters. This is like, what are they called? They have like these, like, it's a D&D monster. It's like this floating brain thing. I can't. Everybody just comment below with what the heck these things are called. Give us a little timestamp. Help us out here, because I don't know what this stuff is. I'm just like, it's cool. Yeah. So here's a little werewolf type thing. But yeah, everything's kind of like its own unique flavor, and you get sort of some classic stuff, but then there's also a lot of like cool monsters for cool encounters here. So if like you're like a first-time collector, you just want to get a bunch of minis to like get started, I think this is really great. There's a little gelatinous cube, and these come in clear plastic, which is like a little bit different texture than like that gray Games Workshop type plastic, but there's a lot of pictures I've seen online of people how they paint these. They do a little bit of like the skull here, they're gonna do in a normal painting style, and then leave like all these magical flames translucent. You could put like a little LED light in there or something. You could do a lot with some of these cool things. And then there's a lot of these like additional things that you get with this. This is so cool. Like there's basically just a sprue of weapons and like accessories. So I mean, if you're a DM and you're like getting started, this is like amazing. And I believe that with Archon Studio is doing like their cave Kickstarter now, which is over, but I believe they will open at some point late pledges, which they do. And with the late pledges, you can actually add on this Deuslair stuff. And I think too that like most of their stuff, eventually after they do a gamefound or Kickstarter and it's really successful, they do move these products into like actual retail, and then you can order them. Another cool thing is bases. I mean, every pack that you get, so they separate the little packs into themes. Every pack you get, you get a few sprues of bases. And now the old bases that Dungeons and Lasers had, I wasn't a huge fan of. They were like too textured and a little bit generic. Now they've definitely listened to feedback, so they've kept the detail in there, but you notice that they're a little bit more flat. The detail is kind of more just drawn in, so it's going to be easier for you to glue your little guy on top of these. And there's all these different themes. It's just really they've just like stepped it up. I mean, if I hadn't bought this, I probably would just get these bases, you know. This is really neat. They're gonna take paint really well. They're gonna take minis really well. Just so cool, and more than you could ever use. I think they give you about 30% more than you actually need. Now here's a little bit of some of the multi-sprue. They're these like Chaos Warrior guys. Now everything that you get here, like they give you 2 to 4 of each. So you're going to be able to build different adventures and encounters with your Dungeons and Dragons, different monsters, and even cooler is that each little theme has different like multiple weapons and stuff, so you can kind of choose. These guys, I swapped some of the heads with some of the weird monsters, and these guys got this kind of really cool like troll vibe. They kind of look sort of like the Ralph Bakshi Lord of the Rings trolls, and just all sorts of like different random characters. There's a were-rat assassin, a doppelganger. This is some sort of, naughty bug boy. Like a scarab. I think they call them scarab warriors. They're sort of like an Egyptian tomb king. There's a little dryad lady. These are some of my favorite. You get a bunch of these little like these bird people. And this one, the second one on the left, I kit bashed. I got put some wings on him. And these guys are just really cool. They give you multiple. I believe they're called krill in the lore. And some of my favorite, I think they look like the Skeksis from the Dark Crystal. Just so cool. And I believe these guys in Deuslair can be a PC. They can be enemies. But Dungeons and Dragons also has bird folk, that sort of thing. So you can use those. And then some more of these multi-monsters. These are these like crystal draconid things, which could be proxies for a lot of different stuff. You could paint them different ways. They could be elementals. They could be all sorts of stuff. These awesome little elf lady warriors just ready to ruin your day. Multi-poses. A little bit finicky because they're small little models, but very cool. Just check out the detail on these. Like Archon Studio has really stepped up their game. Yeah, really. They got the plastic down right. They got the detail down right. A couple little dwarf boys that you get, multi-pose. And I mean, if you're a kit basher too, this is one of the best things to buy, because like after building all this stuff, I have buckets and buckets of extra parts to go into my sprue bin. Yeah, these little ghoul type boys, and also a very good job, I have to say, with the engineering of the sprues and the way that you cut off the sprues and the mold lines, etc. They've really thought about that. But yeah, here's another group, these like weird monster bird bug things, freaky looking, but you get a bunch of them so you can build the sort of campaign that you want. And then one of the coolest things about this campaign is just some of the large miniatures and just how many you get. Yeah, just insane amount of plastic. So here is this like Leviathan, Kraken type thing. So cool. Man, just imagine just popping that sucker on the table, you know, with your players and how they react. So here's just a comparison of size. Here is a little character you might recognize. A little 28 size millimeter mini here with our little robot who shall not be named from the large corporation who now owns him. Let's see. Yeah, we don't want those people to. Yeah, so here's another little guy, a little classic old hammer high elf. Just look how big this freaking thing is. Oh man, and there's so many of them. We're gonna go through and I'll show you. And I haven't even built them all, so it's that's another thing. If you need a hobby, you're looking for some time, you need some stuff to do. You're gonna be building this stuff for like years. But hey, if you like that, like I do, then it's not a big deal. Yeah, we have this big sloppy turtle boy, huge, just huge. There's also this little, where did I put? There's a little ship that goes on top of him, so he could also be your friend and your enemy if you want. Mimic dragon here, very cool, just detail upon detail. A little cool little spider web. Basically, he's like mimicking a tree. It actually comes with like a person that he's like tearing apart, but I thought that was a little bit too morbid for my taste. You know, I'm into the beauty of the art, not the morbidness of it. But hey, if you want to do the blood for the blood god, I support you. So yes, and then we have the piece de la resistance. Little airship here, very cool. Definitely some Final Fantasy vibes. Man, just huge. You could fit a little party on here. Yeah, just one of the coolest things. I cannot wait to paint this. Here's the robot owned by the corporation who shall not be named, with our little high elf boy, so you can kind of see the size of these, and just a cool, man, just, I don't even have to really talk about this too much. You guys can see how neat this is, and I mean, this is going to definitely be, I think, sold as a separate product. I think, yeah, and there are different decorations for it, so you can kind of make it a pirate ship, you can kind of make it a hero's ship, like you can see those kind of like little crooked blade things. There's all the details, like little ropes, and it's even got the steering wheel, I think it's called the mast, little lanterns. I glued one weird on the back there. And but yeah, let's show you some of the boxing too, so these are how the sets all come. So they're themed a little bit. There's like a core set, there's kind of like the monster set. On the back it shows you what they look like. And no instructions with these, but they do have detailed instructions online on their website. You know, obviously we'll put some links here to Archon Studio. Give them your business. They're awesome. They're definitely they're the anti-Games Workshop. If you're fed up with GW's crap and all the price increases and the gaslighting and the controversies that they're causing, and believe what you want and stuff, but I feel like these small companies that are just focused on satisfying the customers and making good products are the ones who deserve our money. So I'm definitely supporting Archon. And yeah, there's this little cool set here that I haven't cracked into. It's like a desert theme. You could like build a Tomb Kings, like 2 of these sets for like $60. You could make your own proxy Tomb King army. There's enough skeletons and like Ushaptis in here. There's this freaky like dune worm thing. Really cool. Just they really thought of some themes. And not to be too boring, and we just don't want to show you sprues, here are some of the miniatures painted up. Little basilisk, little troll, little ogre, and there's another video where I do painting with these. These are an acrylic and oil combination, so you can see just how these look like, how cool the bases are. And yeah, just thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe. If we haven't earned your subscription today, check out the channel. We have about 40 videos related to hobbies, battle reports, miniatures, all sorts of things, other Archon Studio stuff. And but yeah, check them out, and thanks for the people that have been around and supporting, giving us the likes, giving us the subscribe. So but yeah, no beautiful bean footage today because this is just a review, but we got some really cool stuff coming down the pipeline. So have a great day, and thanks for watching.